All right, people, what's up, everyone, and welcome to another reaction video for today. And some of you let me know that this video exists. This literally just came out 40 minutes ago, and I got like 4 comments about it. This is from the Game Theorist, which I will admit right here, I don't watch the Game Theory, period. I just don't watch it. I think I may have seen 1 or 2 videos in the past, but I definitely am not an avid watcher. So just going as blind. I got a couple comments saying you should watch it, and I was like, all right. This is Game Theory. Which U.S. president is an epic gamer? AI presidents. Now, this is going to be an AI president's video, or is it just going to be Game Theory? I don't know. I mean, it says Game Theory, but it also, at the end, in the parentheses, is AI president. So now I'm a little confused. Is it going to just be an AI president's video where they also do a Game Theory? I don't know. I have no idea. Again, I don't watch Game Theory, so I have no freaking clue. So let's just get to it, because I don't know what to expect, and I'm really going in this blind, so let's go. Link in the description, go watch it yourself. 3, 2, 1, and play. Oh no. I'm gonna shit, please no.
What was that?
Geez, Sleepy Joe, that's Freddy Fazbear. That sound means he's getting closer to the office.
Why can't we just leave this pizza place? Can't we just get some ice cream?
Can we
Because,
just get
Joe,
the
that's the
fuck
whole
out
point
of here?
of the game. You can't leave. That's what makes it scary.
Guys, can you keep it down? I'm trying to concentrate.
Geez,
There he
Mad
is.
Pat, you're using a lot of power. You wouldn't last 1 minute playing 2020 mode, which I totally beat on my first try.
Does Matt Pat have an AI voice generator? He's got a very distinct voice.
By the way,
Donald, you're so
sure he
full
does.
of it, you probably died during the night.
Maybe that is him. Maybe that's the AI voice. Dude, imagine being Matt Pat and you have your own AI voice. You don't even need to do anything anymore. You just type it out. There you go. Yep. This is a Game Theory, or whatever the fuck he says. Yeah, there you go. Matt Pat. Hello. My name is Pat Matt, and whatever.
One phone call. But Matt Pat, you should be checking cams more to make sure Foxy stays in Pirates Cove.
Mr. President,
This is gonna be all. I know he loves his Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't follow Five Nights at Freddy's. So it's gonna be all Five Nights at Freddy's shit.
you might know about foreign policy, but Five Nights at Freddy's, it's kind of my territory. Sit back, watch
Good.
how the master does it.
I'm glad it is. Ah! Oh look, he shit his
Wow,
pants.
you suck at this game.
Seriously.
good thing you don't have a Let's Play channel.
Oh, he does. He has one.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the Uncle Sam of the Internet that wants you to subscribe for Mimi videos that no one in their right mind would ask for. And oh boy, do we have a weird episode for you today. Lately, I've been gorging myself on the latest trend to strike the Internet, US
Those Among Us ones are really good.
presidents playing
Oh, I need to watch more clone ones. I need to watch the Dungeons & Dragons ones. Those are so good. I really do. God damn it.
video games. I don't know if this one's reached your corner of the internet yet, but we now have ourselves videos
Debate
of
Halo.
Obama, Trump, and Biden all getting on a Discord call together to put aside their political differences and just
Talk
enjoy
about
a
some
round
video
of
games.
Minecraft with the boys.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Kinda. Obviously, these aren't real presidents checking their KD
What?
ratios. Instead,
Nah, that's bullshit. They're
these
real.
are creators taking voice clips of previous presidents and feeding them into AI text-to-speech software and AI voice filters so they can then make the president say whatever they want him to say.
Yo, how
So
come Morgan Freeman hasn't played Doki Doki yet?
naturally, the internet did the only logical thing you
My name is Sayori.
would do with that sort of power. They turned them into
I'm just
games.
hanging
They've
around.
played Mario Party. They've debated Smash tier lists. They've even argued about the FNAF timeline.
Obviously, Elizabeth Afton died before Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Why else would her bedroom be empty? She's dead, Joe.
Donald, that makes 0 sense. Just because Elizabeth's bedroom is empty does not mean that she's dead.
This is kind of making me regret not
So
inviting President
stupid.
Biden to our recent live FNAF talk back. Would have loved to hear his thoughts on the recent ID's fantasy video. Anyway, my recommended tab has been filled to the brim of my Abe Lincoln
I've watched,
stovepipe
like,
hat with this
half of
sort of
those.
stuff. And personally, I am all about it. And after losing days of my
They're fun.
life to binging these videos, naturally that dumb side of my theory brain started to kick into gear, and I couldn't help but wonder, what if the real presidents actually played these games?
Right.
And more importantly,
You know what? I bet you Obama has played Among Us. That's like the one I have a feeling he played. Didn't what was it? What was her name? The lady? Didn't she play Among Us? Fuck. Cortez something Cortez. Anyway, did she play Among Us on Twitch?
would actually be the best. And I'm not just talking about the modern 3 that we see kicking around these videos.
It would
I'm
be
talking
Trump.
about all the presidents.
I think it'd be Trump.
All-
All of them? Taft.
45 of the past
Taft.
U.S. executives in chief.
Let me see.
And for those of you heading down to the comments right now to say that Biden is the 46th president, clearly you've forgotten about President Cleveland, who was elected to 2 non-consecutive terms, thereby making him both our 22nd and 24th president. Thus, Biden is only the 45th person to ever be U.S. president. That is the first of many little history nuggets that we'll be exploring in this episode.
Oh my god, dude. Those are McDonald's chicken nuggets. Oh yeah, because they got the little weird bump. Oh, those look good.
So let's fire up our time machines, hop onto the Discord with the boys, and whip out those gamer headsets. It's time to inaugurate our first ever Gamer-in-Chief. So to start off with, how exactly are we going to settle this one? Almost all of our presidents were born way before the invention of TVs and computers, let alone video games. In fact, only Barack Obama was born after the creation of the first video game. And this is what that one looked like.
Yeah. I bet Obama played
not exactly fertile ground for our potential POTUS players. That being said, the presidents were pretty talented people. I mean, they ascended to the highest office in the land to become
Jefferson would definitely hit the gradient for
good at some stuff, right? But which of the traits are actually going to help them become the kings of Kong, the sultans of Smash, the maestros of Mario?
The sultans of Smash was my nickname in high school.
Let's just go through some of the skills that we know make good gamers, and then look through the historical records to see if any of our presidents can fit the mold of the most elitist of gamers. Fortunately for us, there's been a huge surge of research into what actually makes the best gamers. Finally, we're getting ourselves some scientific recognition, and one of the key things that studies have pointed to is raw intelligence. With so many players playing video games these days, there's a collective desire to find out
I'm the best gamer ever. If it's just raw intelligence, obviously I'm the brilliance.
Most elaborate and efficient strategies. That means that the amount of information you have to juggle at once is higher than ever before. I mean, feels like you kind of need a PhD in Pokemon battling just to be able to play versus battles online, let alone competing in real-life tournaments.
I gave my Screamtail enough investment to outspeed Choice Scarf Annihilate. Then I invested enough in its defense to allow it to survive Adamant Life.
What are you even saying?
King Gambit Iron Head.
Why is your Jigglypuff look weird?
Super effective attack.
Why she got the fucking
even words? Whatever they were, a study from the University of York did end up showing a strong correlation between players who were best at MOBA games like League of Legends and Dota 2 and how they performed on IQ tests, with the most skilled players having the highest IQ scores. So if the top gamers are the ones with the highest IQs, which of our American presidents is ready to pull off those big-brained plays? Enter Keith
Obviously
Simonton,
Trump.
a professor out of UC Davis who published
Get him off screen, we don't need him.
The Journal of Political Psychology.
Get this guy, his eyes are too far away from each other.
Other traits of all the presidents.
Trying to escape from his brain.
He did this by analyzing their speeches and other public records. It's not like he could go out and give Millard Fillmore an IQ test or anything. Some of the presidents that occupied his top spots probably aren't too surprising. You've got Thomas Jefferson, writer of the Declaration of Independence, John F. Kennedy, who was able to read 1,200 words per minute, which is 5 times the human average, and Franklin Pierce, a president that none of us remember, but who had himself a pretty solid memory considering he memorized his entire 3,300 word inaugural address by heart. To give you some context.
Well, it was easy. It was just him saying, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, while fucking doing the Pennywise dance from It Chapter 1.
A typical game theory script is about 3,000.
I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best.
So this guy has got Rosalina is Peach's daughter theory on lock. All that being said, though, standing alone.
I didn't know that was a theory. Obviously, I don't watch game theory, like I said.
Up the IQ leaderboard with a skull-shattering IQ of 175. It's our 6th president, John Quincy Adams. 175 IQ is higher than one of the most
Paul Giamatti himself.
Notable smart men in history, Mr. Albert Einstein. So, you know, if you put
he's smarter than that fucking idiot.
QA into the MOBA arena, he's gonna stop.
Still not as smart than me. I got the 999 IQ
on the competition. But obviously, IQ isn't the be-all, end-all here. The study even acknowledges this. While players with the highest IQ scores were the best at MOBAs like League of Legends and Dota, there wasn't a strong correlation between intellect and more action-based games like first-person shooters. While MOBAs rely on memory and strategic decisions, first-person shooters have a focus on speed and target action.
Dude, you know how many times I play Overwatch and I go no brain playing it? I just and I'm like, I have a 40 kill fucking streak. Like, dude, he's playing Mercy. How's he doing this? I don't play Mercy. I'm not a loser.
And if our gamer president,
I'm just kidding. Mercies are very valuable. I'm just joking.
And is gonna dominate the entire gaming scene. He's gonna need a little of both. And knowing that, one skill that is useful for a wide variety of games is reaction time. Your typical gamer has a reaction time.
Reaction time? That's every time, every second, every day for me. I know people are getting fucking annoyed. I keep pausing. I can feel your rage. Like, oh, he keeps pausing.
Between 300 and 500 milliseconds.
Yummy.
So professional gamers,
leave your comments.
The top echelon of the gaming world, they have themselves some superhuman.
Hey, you didn't even pay me for my likeness.
reflexes. They top out with
Pro gamer, you're goddamn right. Someone take this. Wait, hold on. I just had to take a screenshot.
With reaction times under 200 milliseconds.
That's me.
That tenth of a second difference there is literally the blink of an eye. And while that might not sound like much, that gap can end up being the difference between getting the clutch kill and getting demoted to Silver 5 in Overwatch again. Now, we've talked on this channel before about how age can affect your reaction time. Research has been done that shows your reaction times peak in your early to mid 20s and then starts to slowly drop off as you get older. Considering you can't even become president until you're 35, it means that all of our options are outside of their prime. Younger presidents like Teddy Roosevelt, JFK, and Bill Clinton might have a better shot, but none of them are going to be ideal. So, do we have any other evidence of presidents demonstrating S-tier reaction times? I mean, I guess there was that one time that George W. Bush dodged not just one, but two shoes
yeah. Well, I guess he didn't really dodge that one.
Him by an
Look at him, he's like, hey.
Iraqi journalist during a speech in 2008. That was pretty impressive. Not only did he dodge attacks from
he really only dodged one. The other one was gonna go over his head anyway.
the local Foot Locker, he then had the gamer instincts to identify their size.
If you want the facts, it's a size 10 shoe.
That being said, if you're looking for something
that was a pretty good response.
a little more legitimate than dodging some Air Jordans, then just
he should have really blocked him with his
Bush's
hands. Judo
daddy,
chopped
to
him.
be specific.
Oh, yeah?
George H.W. Bush was a pilot during World War II, flying a
Reaction
General
time has to
Motors
be pretty
TBM
good.
Avenger during the war. A plane that could reach speeds of 276 miles
Unless
per hour
you're Harrison
or
Ford,
123 meters a
then you just keep
second.
fucking
In that
crashing
blink
them.
of an eye, 100 milliseconds, he'd have traveled 40 feet, 12 meters. That's the length of a full-sized school bus, which could be fatal if he doesn't react fast enough. But he managed to fly over 58 combat missions, including earning the Distinguished Flying Cross after surviving a dangerous mission that left most of the other pilots that went out dead.
Damn.
All in all, it means that
Imagine if he didn't survive, we would not have George Bush. Well, actually, he might have already had him at that point, but he might be. It might be a different person though. Like if his daddy didn't survive that dangerous mission.
once Pappy Bush gets a hold of that controller,
he probably
there's
wouldn't
no
be president, I
stopping
would
it.
assume.
But if I had to bet $20 on which president would be the best when it came to reaction time, well, I'd bet on Mr. 20 himself, Bloody Andrew Jackson. Because what's faster than a speeding plane? A speeding bullet. Jackson was never too afraid to line up against anyone
relation to
across him in a
Samuel
good
Jackson.
old-fashioned duel. Now, these weren't the quick draws that you see in old Western movies, but instead tended to follow
No,
either
it was like you do this and then you point and then
British or French rules. Opponents would either stand opposite each other, guns pointed, and then fire when the signal was given, or they would stand back to back and take a set amount of paces before turning and
just watch Hamilton. You'll learn all about this.
firing. A la Hamilton.
Yeah, there you go.
Or more recently, John Wick 4. Regardless, both required you to be able to react quickly.
John
while
Wick 4
also
is my
having
favorite
incredible
version of
accuracy.
Hamilton.
Now, we don't know for sure which of these types of duels Jackson participated in, but
Besides
some estimates
dancing,
suggest that he
it's
survived
murdering.
over 100, which means that his reaction time
Whoa,
had to be pretty
God
spot
damn.
on. Now, of course, video games aren't just about hitting the buttons
Jesus.
the quickest. Daphne Vavelier, a professor of brain and cognitive sciences at the University of Rochester, showed that gamers
Professor of
perform
brain?
significantly
I love
better on
getting
tests
brain.
of attention, speed, accuracy, vision, and most importantly of all, multitasking when compared to their non-gamer peers. Games nowadays are demanding more and more of our attentional resources and require
Jesus Christ. Every game is like over 100 fucking hours long now and just so involved.
us to split it amongst
Lord.
various different tasks and objectives. Long gone are the
I wish I could I wish I had like an X-Men power where I could split myself off into like 8 different people or even more and just let them all play the same or no, not the same game. That wouldn't make sense, but like different games just so I could finish them quicker.
Atari days where you just had a little triangle shooting asteroids. Whether it's analyzing your opponent's moves in Smash or
You just made all those kids throw up in their mouths when you said that. Oh, triangle? God, it doesn't even have physics? Fuck you.
juggling 50 different animatronic attack patterns in Custom Night, a true gamer needs to be able to manage multiple things at once in order to win. So who among our presidential players has demonstrated some high-level multitasking
Donald
abilities?
J.
Well, there's
Trump.
always President Lyndon Johnson, who used to have meetings while sitting on the toilet with the door open in front of his staff. I
course.
guess that's a type
Yeah.
of multitasking. All of these men are just the worst, aren't they? There are also other more normal examples,
some of
like
them
John
are
F.
great.
Kennedy, who would draw little sailboats during intense meetings, which is a little concerning to think about. Like, was he doodling catamarans during the Cuban Missile Crisis? Although I guess he got the
Big
job done,
dicks.
so we can't really fault
It's
him.
like super. What was that? Super bad, where you keep drawing dicks. You couldn't stop drawing. Was that super bad? Or was that a different movie? That was super bad, right? He just kept drawing like these highly detailed dicks. Was that super bad? Yeah, that was super bad, right? I'm not losing it. Yeah.
that one. But it's one thing to be able to do 2 tasks that involve different areas of the brain. It's another to be able to do 2 tasks that involve the same part of the brain, which is exactly what Bill Clinton would do. He would have himself some serious political conversations with advisors while also solving the New York Times crossword puzzle. I mean, it's pretty hard to do 2 things that both require language processing. The wires are going to get easily crossed.
Dude, I always, every time my family, not every time, but a lot of times I have like conversations with family members and then another person comes in to talk to me and now I have 2 people literally at the same time talking to me. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't you hear this person's talking to me right now? Are you kidding? Like, I can't talk. I can't listen to both of you and have a conversation with both of you at the same time. Like, literally you're right here. You're both in front of me and you're both talking to me as if you're both not talking at the same time. Like, come on now.
It makes what Billy C.
I can't do it. I'm not fucking Bill Clinton.
That much more impressive. In a video game, Clinton would be able to take in everything that's going on, but still have the brain power to start trash talking the competition. And speaking of, I think we can all agree, even if science doesn't reflect it, trash talk an essential part of that gamer experience.
And Reggie, for being the president of Nintendo, you suck at Smash Bros.
So I spend 16 hours a day running a company. You spend 16 hours a day playing Smash.
Presidents of Nintendo
got his ass. What a loser.
don't need to trash talk to be the
He's not even part of Nintendo anymore. He doesn't need to be. I bet his ass is still playing Smash.
best. Well, then presidents of America need to do the same. And let's be honest with ourselves. Most presidential campaigns at this point are just chances for them to trash talk each other.
You mentioned the Navy, for example, and that we have fewer ships than we did in 1916. Well, Governor, we also have fewer horses and bayonets because the nature of our military's changed.
I have as much experience in the
Not true.
Congress as Jack
I'm not going to explain.
Kennedy did.
I served with Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine. Senator, you're
Not
no
my,
Jack
not
Kennedy.
my world.
And when it
Not my
comes to
world.
the
We have plenty of bandits where I'm from.
absolute king of trash talk, there's no one else to choose but William Henry Harrison. During the election of 1840, Harrison and his VP pick John Tyler were running to unseat President Martin Van Buren. Harrison's campaign released a 12-verse diss track.
I gotta get framed.
Let me just play you a little clip of it.
And with them will be little Van. Van is our used up man.
Jesus.
And with them will be little Van.
What a lovely singing voice.
Yeah, this guy was dropping bars way before Lin-Manuel Miranda. No surprise, with sick beats like that, they did end up beating little Van Buren. And then Harrison died a month into office after catching pneumonia. But hey, now at least he can be remembered for more than just shortest tenure in office. Outside of trash talk, there's also some other oddball skills here. Herbert Hoover, today mostly known for his botched response to the Great Depression in the Hoover Dam, was the original Minecraft streamer. I mean, prior to being
I think I'm just getting the video here. I heard enough.
President, he got rich as a mining scout and engineer. Just had a sixth sense for finding gold. This man would have had a full enchanted gold armor set before you put down your first crafting table. And the last thing that I gotta call out here is that no matter how good you are as a gamer, eventually you're gonna fail. But what's important is having the determination to get back up. And there's one president I think demonstrates this better than anyone, because he literally got back up after being shot. On October 14th, 1912, while campaigning to become president, Teddy Roosevelt was shot while giving a speech. The bullet went through his glasses case, his
fuck that shit. Yeah, and his fucking
speech, and then lodged
He's like, fuck that. I gotta finish.
In his chest. Not only
I'm telling you, Fortnite's mid.
did he
That's what he
survive,
said. He got up right back
with.
with.
I'm not coughing up blood or anything, so I'm probably okay. And he went on to finish the dang speech. If that's not gamer determination, I don't know what is. The problem is, all these fun facts and pieces of
I'm not gonna let fucking Melania take me down. All right, I'm finishing this boss
scientific
fight.
research are interesting, but I still feel no closer to figuring out the answer. There
Melania.
isn't really a one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to finding our best gamer president. There are some skills that may be suited to one game or another, but no one's truly the best at all of them. So maybe I've been looking at the question all wrong. Maybe the gamer president isn't the best in a single category, but is consistently good across all of the board, with the most well-rounded stats across all the things that we just talked about.
The best overall gamer in the country, like Darkside Phil.
And during my research, there was one guy that absolutely fit the bill. The
Abraham
gamer
Lincoln.
energy runs deep with this one. It runs so deep that his great-grandson is actually the inventor of Magic the Gathering, the OG trading card game. The undisputed ultimate gamer president would have to be, drumroll please,
Barack Obama. That guy was related to Barack Obama. Oh,
President
Garfield. You know, I was funny enough. I was gonna say Garfield earlier as a joke.
Garfield. No, not that one.
Yeah,
James Garfield, the 20th president of the United States. But yeah, even his name is a meme.
Dude, he looks like a gamer. He looks like with that hairline, he reminds me of the one guy from the React Bros.
Fun fact, by the way, the lasagna-loving feline came afterwards, actually named after the creator's grandfather, who himself was named after President Garfield. Now, not only is this man rocking out the gamer...
And Garfield is 100% #1 gamer. That's why they got Chris Pratt, because, you know, he used to hit the Goombas, or whatever the fuck he said in that one interview, where people were like, hey, you played the arcade version? That's not how you killed the turtles.
Here, James Garfield was smart, like really smart.
He had to go underneath the Koopas in the arcade version and hit them below, but he's like, he stomped on them. Fake gamer.
Around 150 IQ, ranking him in the top 10 of presidents, and also puts him on par with inventor Thomas Edison. Sure, it's not Einstein levels, but that's still pretty dang solid. Plus, he proved his nerdiness beyond just raw IQ.
You proved your nerdiness. Now go fuck yourself.
During Garfield's 9 terms in Congress, he developed a proof for the Pythagorean theorem using trapezoids.
Gore's in there. I am the best gamer.
Just a fun little back-of-the-napkin calculation. He had it published in the New England Journal of Education, and he did it while shooting the breeze with his colleagues in the congressional cafeteria. Intelligence, my name is Garfield. He was also quadrilingual.
He was in the fucking the eating lunch with his boys, talking about how the new Call of Duty's mid.
Able to speak English, German, Greek, and Latin. And it gets even cooler than that. He was ambidextrous, meaning that he was good at using both his right and his left hands. To show off his bihandular prowess, he would ask his guests to give him a question that he'd then write his answer to in Latin with one hand and in Greek with the other hand at the same time. If that isn't an incredible show of both hand-eye coordination and multitasking, I don't know what is. His reaction times also weren't something to be overlooked. He, like many of our presidents, served in the military during part of his life, and actually fought in a few high-powered battles during the American Civil War. While there doesn't seem to be any record of his actual skills with a gun, the fact that he not only helped win the Battle of Shiloh, the bloodiest of the war, but also walked away completely uninjured shows that he must have had some level of skill when it came to firing his own weapon.
Larry was hiding the entire time. Oh, is the battle over? No, Garfield, shut up. Go eat lasagna, you fucking loser.
And avoiding others. Or, you know, maybe just hid in the corner and camped the whole time.
Yeah,
which, again, that's a very valid gamer skill that works for a lot of people.
Gamer.
But to top it all off, there are 2 things about Garfield that I'm sure a lot of you hashtag gamers out there can relate to.
That's
well,
me.
He was certainly born before
I'm wearing a gamer shirt that's like a cross between Phoenix Wright and Call of Saul, or Call of Saul, modern
video game. He was not unfamiliar with late-night gaming sessions.
Yeah, look at his eyes,
he was an avid chess player, and it was said that the president...
Shit. He would 100% be a gamer then.
The game to the
chess is like games, except, you know, a little less intelligent if you play them. Let's not kid. Hey, if you play Call of Duty, you're more intelligent than the average chess player. I think we all know that. If you're a big Pokemon, hey, you play WarioWare, you're a little bit smarter than the average chess player. That's all I'm saying.
But had to deny himself even this pleasure when it...
I only brought up WarioWare because I literally looked up my Game Boy Advance games right there.
Repeatedly carried him into late hours of the night. If Doritos and Mountain Dew had been invented for this guy, I'm sure he would have been chowing down
pour the Mountain Dew in the Doritos.
Gamer. Secondly, he proved himself to have an ability to win in unconventional ways. Sometimes he wasn't even trying to. Case in point, the way he actually became president. During the election of 1880, Garfield, then a lowly congressman cranking out mathematical proofs, went to the Republican National Convention to give a speech in support of fellow Ohioan and Secretary of State John Sherman. However, the party couldn't find a majority consensus between Sherman, former President Ulysses S. Grant, and Senator James Blaine of Maine. The party did 35 rounds of...
I like how these videos are here just to trick kids into learning about actual U.S. history. You know, kids are just like, what person's gonna be the best game right now? We're learning.
Voting before they decided on a compromise, picking Garfield, who wasn't even running. Garfield just straight up among us
what?
his way into the White House. Kind of sus if you ask me, but hey, in the world of gaming, a win is a win. So there you have it, friendos. President James Garfield. You, sir, have been formally recognized and placed in the most powerful seat in all of the internet. But before we send you into
rhymes with games.
Biden, Trump, and Obama in their next match at Tetris, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of gamer and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of Internet memes. Wait, Garfield doesn't have himself an AI voice synthesis?
No shit, he was
Get
from
on
the
that,
1800s.
boys. This man demands your respect. All hail to the chief, the Master Chief. But hey,
Matt Pat, why didn't I get a mention?
Because you're not a winner, Joe.
Then why wasn't I mentioned? I'm also a winner.
Shut up, Richard. People only know who you
fuck
are because
up,
of
Dick.
Futurama.
You want to go, Barack? I'll beat you in anything.
Bully, sounds like we've got a good
Probably my favorite impression of Richard Nixon ever.
old-fashioned game of digital fisticuffs.
and I have just the game for you guys to duke it out in. The sponsor for today's episode, Warpath. Now, we've
Oh, I just said Warpath. I'm like, oh, they made a game about it.
talked a lot about random facts of history, but it's one thing to talk about it, it's another thing to actually experience it. And with Warpath, you can do exactly that. Take part in battles throughout history, all revived with new, modern, real-time strategy gameplay that feels like it's catered
a fun
directly
video,
to
though.
you, the gamer, or honestly to me as a
Enjoyed
history
that.
buff. If you don't know, my son Ali is actually a bit of a vehicle enthusiast. He loves going to car shows and seeing
Oh,
how all
keep
the
him away.
engines work. So inevitably, I had to learn a lot about different kinds of planes, jeeps, tanks, and now I get to actually put that knowledge to good use. With 9 types of units and over 200 types of military equipment, there are so many ways to approach each situation, and I, for one, am ready for it.
Ah, nerd.
Joke's on you there, Nixon, because I won't be the only one benefiting from my vast knowledge of World War II planes. Warpath offers a really
My only one who very much dislikes Matt Pat's little like sly grin, like it's obviously edited, but still.
funny,
Every time I look at it, I get a little angry. I don't know.
cohesive multiplayer.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean. Is that mean? I guess it is mean.
Mode, so I can
I
strategize.
think it's supposed to annoy you. That's my guess. Like, what? I hate that little sly fucking grin.
With others from around the world in real time, rather than trying to take on an entire army by myself.
Don't worry, Matt Pat. With my confidence in our armed forces, with your unbounded determination, we will gain the inevitable triumph.
And if you guys really want to see who's the best,
Right on.
Warpath is holding an online event called
Right
Be a
on.
Top Commander to celebrate the PC release of the game.
I'm literally the commander of that war. This will be a cakewalk.
You want to bet, hotshot?
Hey guys, let's keep it to the game battlefield, alright? If you go to the link in the description and download the game for free on iOS, Android, or PC, you not only get to take part in this massive competition, you can also win yourself in-game rewards and physical cash.
Money!
Cash money in your pocket. Put those Benjamins in your bank. Benjamin, who was not a president, by the way. And that's not just me talking to these AI presidents, but also to all of you watching this video at home.
Who said you need to be on a president to be a dollar bill?
All of you have a chance to win these awesome prizes and show the world that it's not just about brute force, but also
He
brute
made the
smart.
umbrella.
So
or
download the game.
Or the
Use
kite, is what I'm gonna say.
the link in the
I don't think he made the kite. He used the kite for electricity or some shit. I don't know.
description. Start
Whatever.
strategizing and climb those rankings to be in for a chance to win that huge cash prize. Let's show everyone what a theorist can really do.
I'll see you on the battlefield, soldier.
But in the meantime, remember, it's all just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Among Us, Red is sus. I just saw that one. I'm like, oh, I need to watch that one. That was fun. I don't know if exactly I'd watch more game theory, but I thought that was fun to watch. I was gonna sneeze. Wait. Nope. Not coming out. Oh god, it hurts when it doesn't. Ow! Anyway. There you go, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. It's a good way to end the video. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Till next time. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.